All right. This is a level check. This is a sound check.
Okay.
It's like a little studio, like, bro. I'm about to cut a demo. Me and my man Cam. I just got a fat demo. Yeah. What's the beat, Cam?
I'm just a reporter guy. We're here with Tupac. Okay, and watch this. Okay. Well, damn, man, I gotta tell you, when I threw the CD on, I'm excited about this album, man. It's hard for me to even know where to begin because this is so rich with so many thoughts and ideas and emotions. It's not even. I was like, well, how am I gonna?
I so appreciate.
Well, how are we gonna even do this? You know, how are we even to discuss this? Because each tune is there's so much meat there. You know,
I appreciate that.
And being familiar with the digital underground stuff, and not knowing what we would exactly be seeing here, it's I'm tripping over my own words, but go ahead. That's what I'm
I do appreciate that. Word up.
Well, I guess maybe a general question would be about just what you, generally speaking, want to communicate through your music. I think when you start off right away in the album with a song like Young Black Male, I think we see right in that tune a lot of what it is you want to say to the world about your experience and experience of a lot of us in this country today.
Mm-hmm. I see the young black male, and I'll say it like everybody else is saying it, in a state of emergency. This is true. It's been said 30 million times, but how do we get out of the circle? I see it as by showing us our own strength. You know what I'm saying? Showing us our own history, not just the history from Africa and, you know, how we used to be kings and queens, but how we used to be fighters here, how we soldiers. You know, we damn near built this country. So therefore, how could you not love being black? How could you not want to build more? You know, I know if we built this country, we could build ourselves back up. You know what I'm saying? If we really built the pyramids, it should be no problem to rebuild our brains. You know what I'm saying? If we really had women like Cleopatra, it should be no problem unlocking those Cleopatras in the modern day around the way girls. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Tupac is about being that spark to start the fire again. You know what I'm saying? I want to just bring Renaissance back for black people. I just want everything to be, you know what I'm saying, beautiful black again. Not being without white, but just where black is beautiful. You say black now, and it's, you know, you say ghetto now, and people's face draw up. They lock their cars. I want it to be where you say black, and everybody's eyes light up. They want to win. You know what? So that's what I want. That's what Tupac is about.
Well, you know, this is a slight tangent, but when see, I like to use the word black because I remember when the African American came in as terminology. I think the reasoning behind some of that, but at the same time, I remember being, you know, I was a child, but I remember that was some recollection of the 60s and the early 70s, and I remember how significant it was for black people to stand up and say, I'm black and I'm proud.
Right.
Basically, I don't care what you say about black, I'm telling you black is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I almost wonder if we're retreating from some of that, because we're like, you know, and I guess I don't feel like we have to go all the way back to Africa. We should go back to Africa in terms of our knowledge of heritage and all that, but we don't have to go that far. There's so much to be proud of. You know.
Yeah, it's like, to me, it's like we're in like I said, a state of emergency to where we have to deal with what it takes for us to survive today. You know what I'm saying? I understand the whole concept behind saying you're African American, making it a more global thing. You know what I'm saying? And make it so black is just a color. You know, you don't want to be so limited. But that's what I want to concentrate on, the color black, because it's the black people that's killing black. You know, it's the black that's causing so much red to flow through the streets. It's the blacks that's having teenage pregnancy problems. It's the blacks that's on crack big time. Not just blacks, but it's the blacks that's on crack big time. And that's what I want to target. You know what I'm saying? And once we feel love about being black, we'll definitely have a joy in being African Americans. That's no problem. That'll come easy. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like we have to make it more personal so that when I see a black man, I feel love right immediately. You know, I don't want to see the African American. You know what I'm saying? I want it to be straight up real. And then we can grow and we can love white because we'll love black. We'll say, you know what I'm saying? These are our neighbors. They live here with us. Black, I don't think that white people are devils. I think that there's evil and there's a devil everywhere. He could be Puerto Rican, he could be black, white, whatever. You got to watch for evil. That's why, you know, Tupac ain't about just seeing, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of black people in one spot, because there's a lot of snakes out there. You know what I'm saying? I want the good in black folks. That's what I want.
Yeah. And just getting back to what you were saying a while ago, and this whole general thing that we're talking about now, an important step toward doing that is to look at reality for what it is.
Right.
You know, some people, when they, you know, folks who are music critics and analysts and whatnot, when they look around for what they define as positive, they're looking for somebody who doesn't cuss and somebody who doesn't talk about violence. Well, I think it's positive to talk in realistic terms about reality.
Right. See, people trip. They hear the songs, they go, damn, you're shooting police officers, and blah, blah, blah. But to me, come on, be real. Everybody knows that this is just a song about shooting police officers. Let's talk about the reality of police brutality. Let's talk about the reality of a situation like Rodney King, and let's talk about the fantasy of a song like, you know, I don't give a Soldier Story. Those are rebel songs. Just like when we, you know, back in the 60s, you had to have folk songs, you know what I'm saying, 16 tons. And that's what this is. It's just soul music. It's like music for us to carry on with, for us to move on. It's battle songs. It's songs talking about strong black men fighting back, you know what I'm saying, against an oppressed. You never hear me say a song about me just walking up and shooting a cop. It's always provoked, you know what I'm saying? It's always self-defense. And I want to get that strength back, where you can fight back, and that's what I sing about. That's what I rap about. I don't rap about we shall overcome and peace, because that's a dream, and I want a piece of the dream too. But for me to get a piece of the dream, I have to have a piece. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel.
Well, I think one of the things that America at large is missing, if America at large is really interested in finding out what's going on among black people and among black people in the inner city specifically, they should listen to rap music. Because not only are you hearing the stories and the terminology, but the emotionalism. I mean, when I think about a song like I Don't Give a Fuck, to me, what that song is really expressing is what it feels like to be in that situation.
Yes.
I mean, because if you listen to that song, you know where this guy is emotionally, what it feels like to get your ass kicked every day.
Every day. That's all I was talking. And that song, that was real. That was made 5 minutes. I wrote it after just coming from trying to get another member out of Digital Underground out of jail. We just been harassed by the police, guns put to our head, and 2 days earlier we just come from the fucking Grammys. You know what I'm saying? It just wrecked my whole brain. I couldn't believe it, that no matter where you go, you're always going to be a nigga. That's how I felt. I felt so helpless, and I was like, you know, forget trying to impress these people. I finally got to the point where I was like, there is no way out of this circle. So I don't give a fuck. That's what, and I was like, they was like, what are you going to call it? And I felt like, you know, I really don't give a fuck. Fuck the title. I want people to hear what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck. And that's how I felt. And it's not like I'm saying, oh, watch them trip off this curse. You know, well, look, I'm cursing. Look, ooh. That's how I felt. That was the language. And, you know, when brothers put that in, I want them to hear, and I want them to feel as though I didn't try to cut corners when I spoke to them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't try to make it sound good. You can hear somebody's talking to the masses to you. You know what I'm saying? You can hear like it's nice going, well, we here at Clydesdale's Auto Factory want to give a little bonus to you with your plight. You know, if they're making a big deal out of it. To me, it's personal. My struggle is with every young black person on a personal level, between me and you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to cause a big revolution and get all these people behind me, because I want nobody to follow me, because I don't know where I'm going. I don't even know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? I'm going forward. I don't know where that's going to take me. I don't want to lead nobody into war. I don't want to lead nobody into poverty. Nothing. I'm going straight ahead. What I do want is for brothers to take the notion to where they feel as though we are a unit, and they also have to move straight ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's not about just being stuck. You got to move straight ahead. However, and if it's something where, you know, the ending doesn't come out so well, you know, c'est la vie. But we can't. This is not an alternative. The way we are right now, this is not a good alternative. This is definitely not a choice. And I don't feel it's a choice. I refuse to live this way. There has to be another way. So that's why I can't have songs like Funky Cole Medina. It has to be a song like I Don't Give a Fuck. That's just, it's given. You know what I'm saying? That's the state of emergency. And so I feel as though, even though it's an emergency, I don't want to panic people and just say, you know, kill, because that's wrong. And that's what we've done already. We've been through that. We've seen what happens when black folks try to defend themselves through armed struggle without education and without self-defense mentally. We die, because we're not going to win. But if we start to join up and start to be more united and start being realistic about who the enemy is, then we'll be better off.
Do you think that in the 1990s that armed struggle or armed self-defense needs to be at least a part of of the black struggle?
I think that it needs to be an option. It doesn't. To say that it needs to be a part of the black struggle would predict violence. You know what I'm saying? I say that it needs to be an option. We need to keep our options open as black people, and we need to keep our options open as young people, and we need to keep our options open as human beings. So for me as a black man, I have 3 different tasks, and that's why it's not like I'm racist, but like for a white man, he only has one of those things to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Getting himself together as a human being. I have to worry about getting myself together as a human being, a young man, and as a black man. So, of course, I'm going to be a little bit more angry. You know what I'm saying? My words are going to cut a little bit more closer to heart because, you know, I got a lot more to fight about and a lot more to cry about and a lot more to get from this. So I'm gonna work harder. And I really don't care who's offended because how could you take offense from somebody trying to dig their way out of a hole? What's so offensive about me surviving? You know what I'm saying? That's why I take great offense. Because you're obviously saying you want me to shut up and die. That's what they're saying. Shut up and die. Stop worrying about it. Everybody got so... It wasn't no thing for Ice Cube to be talking about killing in the hood. But as soon as he was talking about anybody else dying, it was problems. And I'm not saying that Ice Cube is the Messiah, because, you know, he's wrong for saying kill a Jew. Because a Jew didn't do that shit. Let's be realistic. Just like it wasn't white people that beat me down in Oakland. It was 2 white cops. 2 white crooked cops. That's what that was. And just like if he feels like that's one person, we have to be more realistic about our enemies. It's easy to say white folks is evil. That's easy. But then you're leading us into more of a slaughter because we're going to find out all white folks ain't evil. And the black folks going to be dicking us. And you can't say that all black folks is inherently lazy and evil because that's not true either. And you have to get, and I like to stand up most for black folks because we have more problems. You know what I'm saying? We have more conditioning. You don't ever hear about anybody telling you about white folks wasn't allowed into this place. Never. They never had that problem. I did. So I have an upper hand. And you can't tell me I don't. You know what I'm saying? Just like when America beat Great Britain for their freedom, they had the upper hand because they wanted their freedom by any means necessary. That's what scares America so much. They see them and us. Except we have the right of cause on our side now. And they see that. They see themselves in the position of the oppressor. And they know what happens when an oppressed people fight the oppressor. The oppressed always win. Because God don't like ugly. You can ask Roberta Flack about that.
Well, there's something else I think a lot of white Americans are afraid of, and you talk about it here in the bio, the fact that legions of white youth are jumping on this music. They're jumping on rap music, and there's a lot of them who are maybe just there because it's a fad thing, but there's a lot of kids who are keying in to what's being said.
This Oriental kid came up to me, and he had my album, Digital Underground's album, the Juice soundtrack, Raw Fusion's album, Ice Cube's. I mean, he studies the music like a religion. You could see from what he had bought that he knew what he was getting. He wasn't just buying the hot shit. He was buying what he wanted to hear. That impressed me so much. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, we are in a position to where as we can change the world. We really are. We are the rock and roll of today. You know what I'm saying? We are in a position to where the whole world is listening to what we have to say. And if we want the whole world to hear us saying, you know, come here, bitch, give me some pussy. That's fucked up. That's a fucked up mirror image of where young people are today. Because I don't think we're into that. Because AIDS is killing us off. And I know, because I ain't getting it all, so I don't know who's getting it all. That's what I'm saying. It's just like we really do have an emergency to deal with. I love the fact that I can stand in the crowd. I can go in a white neighborhood now and have peace, except for the police. But the young kids, you know, the adults, they're still going to see me as a nigga. But the young kids, they go out of their way to talk to you, you know. And even when I'm in a bad mood, they always, you know, how you doing, Rich? Because they really are interested in what you have to say. And they know what I'm talking about, and I love that. You got to love that. But we cannot be distracted. I love the fact that everybody likes our music, but still, Tupac, that's like I said, we're in a state of emergency, and I'm talking to my people, talking to my folks. That's what the huddle is for. But everybody can listen, because I'm not saying nothing that's evil or dang. Everybody can listen. I'm giving that. That's why I made the album. Here's my battle plans. Tupacalypse Now. Just the first draft. Everybody can hear it. Everybody can see it. I don't have no problem. There's nothing to hide.
Okay. I want to go back. Let's talk about. We gotta talk about the police and police brutality. Not only because of some of the songs, but because of some of the experiences that you had that inspired these songs. I think a lot of people might be surprised by what happened to Digital Underground. Can you tell the story of what actually went down?
I could, but I'm not, because I feel as though it happens every day, and people out there who are gonna when they pick this information up, it's not going to really come to that much